Hi. Sex. Are you good at it? Are you the reason why sex is bad? Ask yourself that question. Are you the reason why sex is good? Hmm. All right, guys, gals, I want you to be honest. Are you involved when you're having sex with your partner? Are you there? Do you care? Or are you one of those guys or gals that don't give a damn? Why? How dare you not care about how to please your partner? Okay, forget yourself. Focus on your partner. That's the talk today. Okay? If sex is bad, it is not your partner's fault. It is your fault. It is your responsibility to please your partner. Okay, why do I say that? Too many people check out. Too many couples do I talk to and they say they're out of there sexually. The rest of the marriage, the rest of the partnership, they're cool, but they're not involved in taking care of each other's needs, which we. So why don't we care? Well, those that don't care, why don't they care? Look into it. You're going to find that again, upbringing, family, parents, grandparents, sisters, brothers, uncles, aunts, friends, again, teachers, colleagues, right? They all have their own perception and their own understanding of sex. So if you are not pleasing your partner, you are the reason why sex is bad. Okay? Don't think of the reason for having sex, right? Procreation. That is what some people are about to believe. That is absolutely a wrong way of looking at sex when you're with your partner. Okay? I think that when you are having sex, whether you're going to procreate or not, it should be pleasurable for both, right? And if it's not, stop. Demand to be pleased. Okay, fine. There are religious reasons, I know that. But gotta understand, I'm leaving religion out of this. I'm taking it out of the picture. I don't want to hear about religion right now. Why? Because the religions that are out there are not experts in sexual issues. Okay, I'm going to say it again. I said it. The religions out there are not experts in sexual issues, sexual dysfunction, when things go south. I mean, south, okay? You've got to understand that you have the responsibility of making sure that you can function well, that you can satisfy your partner. So, do you know how many times I've heard, all right, that the male blames the female? Okay? Too many times, guys. Look at yourself closely. Don't assume that you know what you're doing. Oh my goodness, I had this guy once who wrote a book on how to satisfy women, and he had a cookie cutter approach on how to satisfy women. Did you hear me? He had one method for all women in the world. And I'm like, bah, that is impossible. You've got to be able to know your partner. So, study your partner. Study the anatomy. Study sex. Kama Sutra, right? There are so many books, so many ways of learning about sex. And I know porn is one of them. And I'll be honest with you, porn is not realistic. But it is tantalizing, right? It can help stimulate the sexual desires in the bedroom as long as it's healthy, as long as you do it in a healthy way. So I'm not going to talk about porn right now, but I do want you to understand that porn is not the way to learn how to make love to your partner. Okay? So you've got to, first of all, ask yourself, do you care? And if you don't, why? So that's why I want to really focus on. Why don't you care? Okay? That has got to change. You need 2 orgasms a week. 2 to live longer. Studies show if you're having sex or masturbating twice a week, you'll live longer. Of course, it's connected to the heart. The heart will get all the great benefits of sexual intercourse. So you have to know whether you are able to have great sex, not just mediocre sex, great sex, every time you have sexual intercourse with your partner. Because that's the game plan, to satisfy your partner. Yeah, you want to satisfy yourself. Yeah, you want to satisfy each other. But when you take the focus and you put it on your partner will respond, supposedly. Now, women out there, okay, I definitely want you to hear this. You've got to move in the bedroom. You cannot be in that bed like a piece of wood or a plank. You gotta move. You gotta be able to understand the flow, right, of your partner. Now, of course, if your partner has no rhythm, that's going to be hard, right? So both of you have got to learn to have some rhythm, to have some flow when you are engaging sexually. There's got to be some dance, right? That dance. Foreplay, right? You've got to be able to understand the person's likes and dislikes. And again, I'm always big into asking and communicating. But again, I'm going to repeat the question. Why don't you care if you don't care? You care. If you care, you're good. But if you don't care, why? Are you miserable in the marriage? Then decide on either getting out of the marriage or correcting the mistakes in the marriage. I am so frustrated when I find men and women that have checked out and stay in the marriage unhappily. It's important for you to decide to communicate with your partner. Now, obviously, there are many reasons why in marriages things go south and go sour. But you've got to remember that life is short. Like my sister says, we're stardust. Okay? We're here for just a fleeting moment and we're gone. Take that time to make heaven on earth for yourself and for your partner. Forgive, discuss, talk, open up doors that you never would have opened up before. And men, please don't shut those doors. I know you guys are all macho and everything, but try and understand that if you're able to give in terms of sexual pleasure, you're King Kong to us, okay? It means that you love us and you care. But when you don't give, when you don't care, we need to understand what we need to make us aroused, to get us, really involved sexually with you, we're not gonna want to have sex with you. So you've got to understand how to communicate with your partner and find out what she needs and what she doesn't need, right? So what you might like, she might not like, which is why I'm going to say it again. If sex is bad, it's your fault. Yes, it's your fault. Who am I talking to? I'm talking to y'all that have bad sex. You have good sex, you're good, right? You don't have to be here. But if you're having bad sex, you've got to demand for good sex. Because good sex is important. If you're not having good sex, you're going to come out and you're going to say, I am depressed. But if you don't say it, we're all going to see it. Because we know that you're not having sexual satisfaction because you're not emanating that beautiful happiness that people get when they're sexually satisfied. Okay? So, yes, diseases can actually impact your ability to function. ED, erectile dysfunction in men. There are ways of helping and treating and improving it. Number one, Viagra and Cialis, yes, one of the best stuff that came to mankind when it came out, right? And now it's so much cheaper to find and get that we have no reason not to have it and not to use it because it has many benefits, okay? Talk to you, many benefits to use Cialis, Viagra, and Levitra, which is another one of the pills that I like to prescribe. But you have to take responsibility, man. You have to take responsibility to know that you have to take something to get that erection. Yes. If you can't get that erection because of stress, because of hypertension, because of diabetes, because of some medical condition, get that medical condition addressed. There are ways to bypass it. So if you are not willing to address that sexual experience that's bad, I'm blaming you guys. And I get really mad, especially the young guys. You guys are all into your phones, right? Right? Stop getting into your phones and try and be in the moment with your partner and whisper sweet nothings, sweet anythings to her. And women, get involved with your men. Don't just lie there. No, 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 no. You can't just lie there. You have to learn how to be artistic and how to flow. If you don't know how, go for classes. There are pole dancing classes, there are yoga classes, there are even dancing classes that you can learn to get that rhythm going. Okay, so you can learn in the bedroom to flow and move gracefully, not awkwardly, and it does sometimes take practice. But here's the question: if we never knew about sex and we were just put on an island, right? Two people, man and a woman, put on an island, or a man and a man, a woman and a woman, just two people on an island by themselves, right? Would they have sex? Would it come naturally, or does someone have to teach them? What do you think? Nature, nurture? Did it come? Did you have to learn? And my answer is, it comes naturally. Okay? It's innate. It's something that comes no matter what. It's an urge. Again, hormone levels surge, and voila, you have that sudden explosion of desire. Right? And whether you understand this or not, it is natural. It is important. And it is for both procreation and for satisfying your partner. So do not negate the other one. They should be hand in hand if you want to have kids. If not, there should be a lot of pleasure involved. There should be a lot of pleasure involved, and you should understand how to please your partner. Yes, it's a crime for you not to please your partner. Now, in some cultures, agreed, they don't really address that with women. So those cultures that don't address that with women, I'm gonna have to step back and say, I respect your decision. I don't agree with it, but I respect it, and I will stay out of your business. Okay, so that's your area. But for those cultures in America where we have the ability to enjoy and have so many things, toys, right? We have the videos that we can use in the books, and teachers, sexologists, psychologists. We have people like me that will educate you on how to improve your sexual function. So you are to blame if you are not taking advantage of all those gifts that we have. So please understand that you have to take that time to study your partner. Women, take the time to study your man. Yes, I know it can be hard when the bills aren't to be paid, and it can be hard when there's stress and there's kids and there's work. Juggling it all can be hard, but take that time to please yourself because it's not going to be there forever. Sexual function goes down in everybody, including me. Everybody. It changes with time. So if you don't use it, you're going to lose it. Okay? If you don't take advantage of the fact that you are a sexual being and that you can improve yourself, you can grow, you can learn, you can take all those terrible ideas out of your head. Why? They were planted there by people that didn't even realize they were planting it there. So it's your responsibility to get rid of it and clean it up and say, okay, for the health of myself and my partner, for the love of myself and my partner, I'm going to be the best lover towards him or towards her. And remember, you benefit. You get that orgasm, you live longer. Twice a week, you live longer. Okay? All right, so that was my 2 pennies or 2 cents. I want you to focus on making sure that it's not your fault that sex is bad. Because if it's bad, you can do something about it. Okay? All right, guys. Nice talking to you. See you next time.